Good to have yours. Well, I got the Raspberry Pi working. You got to use a Noobs software to properly set the operating system on it. Noobs is like a BIOS for this thing that can boot into, like a recovery suite. Basically, the Raspberry Pi has no BIOS, nothing to boot into whatsoever. It needs an SD card with Noobs set up on it to install stuff. I even used it to test this Tulsa T-Box Wi-Fi dongle out, and sure enough, this thing's universal. So I'm going to make a case of that. That can work on a computer. So this has got Wi-Fi and Bluetooth built in. I've got Raspbian, Debian Raspberry Pi edition on here. I can't seem to get the initially I wanted to use that and just put an emulator, set up some emulators and Kodi Media Center on the Raspbian operating system, but it doesn't quite work out that way. I'll have to install a standalone suite, Retropie, which is a full MAME suite for all Nintendo and PlayStation emulation on this thing. So now I know how to use it now. So it's on the Raspberry Pi. If you're getting started on the Raspberry Pi website, you look up Noobs, new out of box software. So use that, and that will you have to format the SD card using the card formatter. Windows format doesn't have the option to allow the changeable partition option. The SD card formatter has an option that allows the file system of that card to be the partition. So this has the Raspberry Pi creates an 8GB operating system partition, and the rest is storage. With Windows, you can't really do that. You have to use the SD card formatter tool for it to work. Otherwise, you'll get an error when this thing tries to partition the card. So it's quite easy to do. I'm going to try and set up Retropie on here. There's a little harness you can buy that plugs into this GPIO connector, which is everything, the joysticks and everything, so much easier with one of these. So this will be the heart of my MAME arcade cabinet, little Raspberry Pi. Good fun. Okay, there's what the Raspberry Pi does. They've got a recovery partition, two primary partitions, an unused part there. This is the main storage part of the Raspberry Pi. So you only get this much available at a 32GB card. Isn't too bad. A 64GB card would be nice. The most expensive part of this would be a good SD card. High class, high performance SD cards are recommended too. The more expensive, high class the SD card, the better this thing will perform. Be almost as good as an SSD. So don't get cheap low-end SD cards, because they won't perform very well. Some of them aren't supported. So I'm going to put Retropie on here. Now if this works, I want to extract that. Alright, let's see if I can get that to work. I might have to start the card from scratch, I think, most likely, with Noobs again, and then set up the that Retropie on there again. Okay, I've got the powered hub in there. Here's one of the ports to power the Raspberry Pi, because it's got a nice beefy 4A power supply in this power hub. And they're using the rest of these to plug hard drives, like laptop hard drives in, because you don't want to pull too much current through the onboard USB. Not recommended. So it's a nice beefy high power hub comes in handy for things like this. Plug this in and we'll see if it works, if I can recover it with a new installed operating system. Yeah, it doesn't quite work that way. The recovery partition is where it boots from, so since I've wiped that and put another operating system on there, you have to start the card all over again with Noobs. So as you can see what happens there, because I've wiped off the BIOS, so to speak, it can't boot. So the Raspberry Pi doesn't boot because the card wasn't done correctly, so I want to start that SD card all over again. Set it up with Noobs, but this time install Retropie, which I've downloaded instead of Raspbian. So it's all in how you set the SD card up with these. Once you've done all that, it's pretty easy. Not hard. Basically, I'm starting again. I use this camera to format the card. The only way to get rid of all the partitions is use something like a video camera to completely format the card. Take all the partitions off it and start again. So I'm just copying Noob's suite and extracting it and copying it onto the card again from scratch. And I put Retropie in there as well, separate file altogether, and it should see it in the boot thing of this, so I can install it. So I had Raspberry and Jessie on there by default, but it's pretty good for an operating system. I mean, you want to specifically use it for PlayStation and Nintendo and Super Nintendo emulation, so I'm putting Retropie on there. Pretty good little gaming console, that. And I have a dedicated flash drive for expandable memory to put extra ROMs on there if the card gets full. The good thing of a powered hub, I can plug a laptop hard drive in there for even more ROMs. So there I so Retropie, let's copy that over. Now it should see this in the boot, in the setup when this thing boots up. So all this stuff here is part of what needs the Raspberry Pi, needs all this stuff here on there. So this is part of the Raspberry Pi's BIOS, not embedded or anything on that circuit board. That is a BIOS. It's all done specifically for the SD card. As this model just came out, the Raspberry Pi 3 Model B has just a micro SD card only, so you can buy a pretty good high-end micro SD card for these, which is what's recommended. Beautiful. Alright, let's get this thing set up. We'll shut this. Let's see if this thing can install Retropie, hopefully with good success. I just plugged it in, and there we are. That's why I got to use the SD card formatter, because otherwise I won't have that resize option. I've only got Raspberry and I want the other one. Okay, must have done it wrong. English, US. Only what's the recommended one, and how do I make it put? Hang on, I might not have done it right. Let's see. I know what I might have done. I didn't look in the files on that card. I know what might be wrong. Yes, I will shut this down. Might be a folder on there. This thing has to look into a specific folder where this is. I'm going to put what I want in this list inside the folder on the card on here. I can't really do it with this, so let's try that. There you go. Easy. The familiar Debian boot screen. It's all installed. I'm going to have to do it the other way. There's a console command I'm going to have to do it in the Raspberry Pi in this operating system in Raspbian. There's another option to do it in the command console. I think you get to download a specific version of Noobs that has the Retropie operating system in its install. You can't just copy it over to the folder on that card. It won't do it that way. Wi-Fi now. Yeah, we should be finding Wi-Fi soon, hopefully. There we go. I'll get disconnected and we can go on a command and type in some things in the console, and hopefully it should download the Retropie upgrade. And there it is, Debian operating thing, ready to go. Oh, there's the stuff I got to type in the terminal to get this thing here installed Retropie using this method. A heap of stuff that you got to type in the terminal. Just follow the instructions online. And that's it. Type everything correctly, of course. That gets it all set up. Now it should be what I needed. My final step should be this. This should work. Let's press enter. What's going on there? I mustn't have typed it correctly. That's my last step. Sudo Retropie setup to launch the setup so I can actually update it. Getting the hang of it though. It's not too hard to use. It's quite fun actually after a while. Okay, well I must have the wrong version of the Retropie. But when I can find Retropie must only work on Raspberry 2. There were some references on Limbo 3, but the commands don't seem to work. I can't actually get it to run the installer. So it must be another version of the Retropie for this I gotta download. I must have got the wrong one. Another thing I've got no bloody sound. It's kinda weird. HDMI should be putting sound there, but I'm getting no sound. Apparently it's a common problem, it's a bug somewhere. Anyway, I have a quick play around with it. So far it's pretty good. I've got to do some commands in the console. Apparently it's a common bug or something in the Raspberry and I got no sound. Anyway, keep playing around with it. Thanks for watching.